Hey lovelies, I hope you have been having a marvelous summer so far. I definitely have. Now the team and I have been working away on a super top secret project for you guys that we are really excited about. It's going to be rolling out at the beginning of August for back to school and back to work. So in the meantime, instead of sharing new videos for the next couple weeks, I thought it would be fun to share a few throwback videos, some retro domestic geek videos that you may have never seen. Not only are these very informative, but I also think they will give you a really fun laugh at my expense, and you can see how far we've come in the last 5 years. If you enjoy them, be sure to leave a comment below, and without further ado, here you go, some retro DG. Today on The Domestic Geek, we are cutting the cheese. Literally. In my house, cheese is its own food group. Be it sharp blue or brie, it has a place in my fridge and a home in my heart. That being said, cutting the cheese can be tricky. So today I'm gonna share some easy tips and tricks for making it a breeze. Now, if you've got a set of cheese knives somewhere collecting dust, you could be doing your fabulous fromage a huge disservice. These tools are not just pretentious toys for snobby chefs. They're all designed with a particular cheese in mind, and today I'm gonna sort out which each of them is for. First up is the cheese plane. Now, you've probably come across these in stores. They're typically sold outside of a set. And their purpose is to slice delicately thin slices of hard cheeses like Emmental and Swiss. Our next knife is one called a campana. And basically it's a bell-shaped knife that's good for cutting off decisive pieces of crumbly cheeses or hard cheeses. Next up is the cuore, meaning heart in Italian. This is great for extra hard cheeses like Parmesan or a really extra old cheddar. Basically, the sharp end works to chip off pieces of your cheese. The cleaver is typically designed for hard cheeses like Swiss or cheddar. Now, what's great about the cleaver is that it creates a really decisive cut. So if you're doing slices or cubes, it's perfect. It's also designed so that you can get all the way through the piece of cheese without your knuckles hitting the board. You've probably come across a knife or two like this in your travels. This is actually a soft cheese knife, so it's great for soft to semi-soft cheeses like a Havarti, for example. The great part about these holes in the blade is that it prevents your cheese from sticking to your knife as you're cutting. These little tines at the end are also great for picking a piece up once it's been cut. And finally, no set of cheese knives would be complete without the simple simplicity of a spreader. Spreaders are great for super soft cheeses like bries and camemberts, and they're perfect for spreading these delicious cheeses on breads. Perfecto. So now that we've covered our knives, we should probably talk about the big no-nos when you're cutting the cheese in public. Come on, you know what I mean. First things first, when you're eating a soft cheese like a brie or camembert, it is considered a major faux pas to dig out the center and leave the rind behind. Now, if you're not a fan of the rind, what you're expected to do is cut the cheese and then leave the rind behind on your own plate. Another serious faux pas in the world of cheese is to use the same knife on 2 different cheeses. Now, ideally, your host will provide 1 knife per cheese, and you should never cross-contaminate. And finally, in the world of cheese, it is considered very bad form to cut the nose off a wedge of cheese. Now, by the nose, I mean this pointy part there. Now, the nose is considered the most coveted morsel as it's the center of the round and where all the flavor is most concentrated. You always want to cut along the same angle as the wedge, leaving the nose intact. Speaking of nose, you may have noticed that certain cheeses have a really funky smell reminiscent of stinky feet, and it's no accident. Brevibacteria, one of the bacteria responsible for foot odor, is also used to make some of the world's stinkiest cheeses, including Limburger and Munster. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I certainly could not keep a straight face while watching it. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And keep in mind, I will be back very soon with a brand new super special project just in time for back to school. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because of course there's lots more deliciousness where this came from.